So I've just got back from my run, been in the forest. I stupidly didn't set my app correctly this morning, so I was meant to be on a treadmill run. So I've no idea how far I've actually run today. But I did burn 511 calories instead of 300 odd. And instead of running 32 minutes, I run 45. Funny how far you can go when your little thingy's not telling you. So, puppy Gemma, the moving forwards from this. So I'm going to call her Gemma Gemma instead of Gemma. Hi Dizzy. So that just takes us a little bit away from Gemma Collins. So yes, it's like Gemma, like Jemima. That's right, isn't it? Gemma. I'm going to go for that. So she's Gemma with a J. Although we call her Gem, and then we got the jewel thing. It's highly complex, but there we go. Anything to pull her away from the Gemma Collins bit. Puppies are all good. I heard, remember Dave, aka Boise? He's a lovely little boy. He's doing well. They've all settled really, really well. I'll do my Facebook Live tomorrow and have little Gemma with the J. But I'm, like I said, I'm just dashing in, having a cup of tea. And I've got a class at 11. And I went running for far longer than I thought I was going to go running for. I went back to where I did 5k, but went to like the other side of the valley. And it was far longer. And with my phone not telling me how far I was running, I just kept running like Forrest Gump. But yeah, so I'm gutted now, so I'm going to have to go back and run it all again, so I know how far it was. Anyway, so yesterday, I've picked up Kath's a big desk from her house, and I've put all that together, and I've set myself up a new office in my study where the puppies were. I've moved them out and I've set that up, and I've got, if you can see, let me show you my view. Look at that. You see my view there? I need to clean the windows and my windowsill. And you know, that little robin that used to hang around the puppies all the time just sits and looks in my window. Very cute. So yes, so I've set up all my desks, so I'm all organised. So I'm very pleased about that. What did I do yesterday? Oh, I was driving home yesterday and I seen two women police officers. There's that robin again. 2 women police officers running back to the car. So they'd obviously been in hot pursuit of somebody in Burton. Probably nothing too exciting in Burton, but there we go. But I was thinking, they're all trussed up in all these, they must be stab jackets, I don't know, what are they? But they're like in these big zipper things on the front. And then the shoes they're wearing are like ridiculous big clumpy things. How the hell are they meant to chase criminals like that? Now I can just about run with my phone strapped to me, let alone all that shenazzle. So they've got to be pretty fit to carry all that kit and then run, but they weren't running particularly fast when I saw them. But then fair play to them, I couldn't have run that far with all that kit on myself. So there we go. So I carried on driving up the road and I didn't see what all the fuss was about. So yeah, so puppies are all doing really well. Heard back from all the people, they've all settled really well. Toilet training, absolutely brilliant. And lots of them are starting clicker training online with me on Thursday, which is nice. Rani's going to be doing it with Gemma with the J, so we can demonstrate and they can all clicker train together. So that'll be quite nice. So that was that. Oh, and I went out with one of the people that's been training with me. They've got the most beautiful, Kath would have loved him. He's about 6-7 month old German Shepherd. But he's huge. He's a proper one. So he's really, really big. Because a lot of these dogs are bred a lot smaller nowadays. But he's cracking. He's huge, big boy. And they're really, really keen to get him walking nicely on the lead. So that he's not straining on the end of the lead and looking like he's out of control and all this sort of carry on. So I went for a walk with them along the beach. Oh, I tell you, it's infuriating out there. I mean, the beaches down by us, Mudderford and things like that, are probably some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And it's so safe and it's so lovely. And all this sort of carry on. But the amount of dogs just running around out of control is horrendous. There's that behaviour guy on my Facebook page. He always saw, what's his name? Alan? I can't remember his first name. But yeah, he always talks about it as well. You know, for dogs on a lead, keep your dogs away. Well, we had a Staffy cross came up, and instead of just getting the dog back, ended up standing there just growling at him. And then you got the other end of the spectrum, a whole load of spaniels that just the people just walked straight up and just let them all run round, yapping and everything else. There seems to be no, you know, your dog's on the lead, so I'll just keep them out. I mean, if I saw somebody walking with their dogs on the lead and mine were off lead, I'd just give them a little bit of a wide berth. But anyway, but what was really nice, they said, and I thought there's a little bit of my advice that was taken well, and I'm really pleased. They said they'd made a boo-boo, they'd taken him down the beach on a really busy day and they'd let him off, and it was carnage, with barbecues and everything else. And they said, we remembered what Madeleine said. Madeleine said we'd totally overfaced him and that we should set him up for success. And I was like, yes. And I thought that just goes to show that a lot of people with puppies, and most dogs are rehomed like 9, 10, 11 months old, and it's all the dog's fault and all this sort of carry on. But it was lovely. They took the dog down, put the dog in the wrong situation, the dog got it wrong, and then they went, do you know what, hands up, we totally shouldn't have done that. Because I was talking in my classes about Jazzy when I took her running, and we were getting back to the car park, and I reckon I could have kept her under control, but I thought, do you know what, she's had a really good walk, she's been great running, let's set her up for success, let's put her on the lead. And they ran back, doing heel work with me, but at a jog all the way back, and I thought that's absolutely brilliant. That's and I've not let it all go wrong. It's a bit like when you drive, you see a brick wall coming, you put your brake on, don't you? So that's lovely. So they're the sort of people that are looking at their puppy, and if their puppy gets it wrong, they go, well, how could we change the situation? How could we have managed it better? And then they're still maintaining that really good relationship that they need to maintain with their dog, instead of the route you see some people going, oh God, we took the bloody dog down the beach, and the dog did this, and the dog done that, and the dog run into people, and the dog stole from a picnic, and the dog. Well, actually, do you know what? You hadn't actually trained your dog to do it in the first place, and built them up slowly, at a quieter beach and things like that. So that was quite interesting. Anyway, Dizzy said, do I find it difficult to give them up? No, I do not. I only breed bearded collies and dandy dinmont. And I breed them because I've had beardies from a child, and I want beardies to be available to my grandchildren and great grandchildren, because I think they're the ultimate in family pet, for the right people. And there was only about 250 odd bred last year, and about 15 years ago there was around 2,000 a year being bred. So you can imagine all these people's dogs are dying and they're looking. So I must get about 5 phone calls a day from lovely people who have had beardies before, who are desperate to get one. So I can really pick the cream of the crop. And I would say I've probably only made one mistake so far. And I spend lots of time getting to know people, and I have, with majority of my puppy people, really good relationship where they can get back on the phone to me. So, or we meet up, or if they're ever down in the forest, they come and see me, but it's not the end. When the puppy goes, it's not the end that the puppy goes and walks out my life. And if that's how it was, then no, I couldn't do it. But, I wake up in the morning and my phone goes ping, 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 and there's puppies. And not just, like Dora, who's 10 this year. I have pictures back from her litter as well. Everybody keeps, more or less everybody keeps in touch. And if they don't, I phone everybody. Every now and again I'll get the box out and I'll go through and check everybody's okay, because I don't bring puppies into the world to add to the the problem dogs and everything else, as in, not problem dogs, but rescue dogs and everything else. So everything that I breed, if there's a problem, they come back to me, which is what we did with Lewis. He came back last year, so they're all part of our family, and they've all got a home with me at any time that their owners can't look after them. So it's fine. So I get to see them all. And you know what? When they get to 8 weeks old, I'm a bit of a realist that I look at them and I go, they need more. They really do. They need more. They want to go out. And see, when your first ones go like at 8 weeks and 1 day, and they start sending you pictures and what their puppy's up to, you almost feel sorry for the ones left in the pen because they haven't started their little life yet. So I think my answer is, when I've crossed the, dotted the I's and crossed the T's and done my very best, and I'm looking for people that mentally will stimulate their dog, with beardies. They understand about, you know, the right sort of exercise, and they are bouncy and full on dogs. But you also, you know, you teach them how to be calm, and well, just like mine are really. They're steady eddies, but they're still full of beans and mega excitable. And yeah, I try to avoid people that I think are a little bit highly strung themselves, because that doesn't go down well. Quite easygoing, like I am. I don't get too flustered with them. And I just want the right people with the right sort of outlook on dog ownership. And generally speaking, they go on then to have a well brought up dog, and a dog that I'm really proud of. And I love seeing the adult ones. There's a lady called Angela. She's got loads of mine now. When I look at her pictures, it's almost like she's got a matching like lot to mine. I like see when she wants a puppy from me, I'm like, here we are, have it. Because she does an amazing job, all the socialising, all the training. She takes them all over the place. She shows them and everything else. I'm always thrilled to go, here, have a puppy. She does a great job. And I can't think what I was saying now, but what was I going to say? I don't know. But anyway, so when people like Angela come along and like Melanie and people that have had dogs from me before, you're just like, it's easy to let them go. Just can't take scraps on the beach anymore. Too many dogs rushing up to him off lead. Yeah, exactly that. It's rude. It's written. A lot of people, they try to train their dogs to walk on the lead for all of 10 minutes, then think they can't be bothered, and then think because their dog is lovely, they can just let their dog off and their dog can run up onto everybody's faces. And it's I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have accidents where mine, you know, our young dog might go a little bit too close, but I'm apologetic and I try and sort it out. My dogs are not perfect. I've never professed for them to be perfect. Sybil, quite frankly, is not perfect. But, you know, Sybil's a nightmare here, but you take her out, she's good as gold and she sticks by me and everything else. But yeah, the people that blatantly don't read situations and just let their dogs annoy other people and everything else, it is such a shame. I went on a walk with somebody once down the beach. She said, my dog keeps having a pop at other dogs, and I walked with her, and do you know what, the poor dog, he was lovely, he was just, you know, dondering about down the beach having a lovely time, and every 5 minutes there was dogs like bang straight into his face. So but again, it's management, isn't it? It's taking your dog to the right place at the right time. I went off the beaten track to run today. I wasn't quite sure where I was going to go. So I just took 2 dogs with me, and I picked the steadiest 2 that I did, because we did a little bit on a lane, but there was no cars came, but ones that I could have close to me or I could put on the lead and walk well. But there we go. So that's my thing for today. I'm still getting my office sorted. I'm feeling really organised, and I bought myself new files because I've started doing my studying again. I got my certificate for all my bits that I did. My advanced diploma in canine behavioural management, and I'm thinking about topping it up with a degree next year. So I've got a desk. That's my starting point, is a desk. But I did my first thing that I asked you all for help with people that knew people in the breeds, and I submitted that, and my tutor was very, very pleased with it. It's very good. So I'm moving on to the next one. So I've got to start that. Now I've got my desk. So yes, I'm hoping Kath will give me some inspiration, and not just Malibu, because I had a little bit of a breakdown that I didn't know what to write, because I don't like writing, I like talking. I think that's probably obvious. So I phoned Rani up, very upset, and then decided to drink more Malibu, and it just flew out. All the information and my Harvard referencing. It was easy peasy then. Right, I've got to go. I've got a couple of people coming along now to do some dog training, and then I've got another lady coming with a humongous dog who's really sweet. And then I've got to do some tidying up in the garden and things. Oh, Rani's coming over to train Barney as well. And then Gemma's getting her bath and her picture with Mummy, because we always forget to do that. We do it with all the other babies. So Gemma's having a blow dry. And then what are we doing then? Oh, and then I got small one-to-ones tonight, and I'm going to finish off. I'm like filing like it's going out of fashion, and I'm actually considering doing something about my accounts and not leaving it till Christmas. And then, Oh, Mark made a creep for my baby goats. So a creep is where you put their food in and they go in and the other ones can't go in. So I've got to keep monitoring that as well, that nobody gets stuck. So it's quite difficult. So there we go. Right. That's my updates for today. Nice to see you all. And I've got to go and find a hairbrush now. Right, see you later. Bye.